Better job of controlling the line of scrimmage, and they did a better job of running downhill.
Coach, obviously, after the way you guys started the season, the last 8 weeks had to have been disappointing. What do you take away from what's happened since week 5 in terms of going into next year and improving?
Well, it's a lot. We'll reevaluate everything and see where we're at. We're in a new position. I mean, the Big 12 is new to us, and Syracuse was not new to us, but the conference was new to us. So we're going to learn a lot more about what happened in the Big 12 this year. Moving on from here, it's a little bit more about that than it is this specific bowl game playing against Syracuse. So we got to reevaluate a lot of things in our program to see what we got to do to get better to compete in the Big 12.
Coach, all the way to your far right.
Syracuse looked like they really covered your sweeps and outside stuff really effectively. To try to counter that, you threw the ball downfield a couple times. I think the Stedman and JD and got a couple completions. Did the weather keep you from doing that, or did you have something else you felt like you could do to counter what they were taking away from you?
Well, I don't know if I understand the question. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we did tonight didn't work. Why is that? There's probably a lot of different variables. I'm not going to sit here and pinpoint one person or one thing or all of a sudden our scheme's not very good or any of that. We just did a poor job of executing, which is overcoming adversity, which is a good defense. Syracuse got a great defense. They do a good job. They guard the perimeter a good bit. They were motivated to play. So, the bottom line is our team didn't overcome a lot of things and didn't do enough to keep us staying in the game.
A little bit to your left, Coach.
Coach, did you see the hold on Clay, and what did the refs tell you?
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on any of that. It all falls into one category. I mean, you get behind the chains, you get calls, plays called back or whatever it is. You gotta keep playing. We did a poor job of continuing to play, and we did a poor job of overcoming some things.
Any other questions for Coach? In the back. Following up on an earlier answer, you mentioned reevaluating a lot of the program moving into next season to be able to compete in the Big 12. Are there any immediate things that you can recognize right away that need to improve points of emphasis heading into the offseason?
Not going to discuss them now. I'm gonna thank the 21 seniors. Just gave each and every one of them hugs in there. Those guys have overcome a lot. They've overcame coaching changes, they've overcame conference changes, and they mean a lot to me and the coaching staff, and we appreciate what they've done. And they're always welcome to come back. But from a program, we're gonna take a couple of days off, start recruiting, which is going to eat up about 90% of our time, 95% of our time over the next month, and then we'll have some time to sit back and start working on 2013.
We're here to the right.
Dana, they didn't open up until probably the third quarter of the score, and you guys were in it, I guess, despite some errors in the first half. Were you okay with the start being in it, or did you guys think you left points and plays out there in the first quarter, first half?
Well, definitely we did. We had one touchdown in the first half, and the conditions weren't good, but that doesn't mean we can't move the ball and be successful, and we weren't. And a lot of the things, what were the reasons for that? I mean, there's a bunch of different reasons for it, but we didn't do enough offensively to put ourselves in a position to be okay in the first half. We left out a lot out there, yes. And then the second half, they started doing they offensively in the second half did what we expect to do for 4 quarters, and we just didn't do it.